Hello Sudoku friends and welcome to a sudoku.com evil puzzle that I transferred over to sudokuexchange.com's web user interface because, as you know, I prefer this one. I think there are quite a few givens here for an evil puzzle. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, there's a 3 here and here blocking these 5 cells, making this one a 3. And 6 here, here, and here are blocking all of these cells. So a 6 must go in this one here. I'm making a few mental notes. The 2 will have to go here and here. Well, here or here because of the 2's here. And the 2 3's here. Put the 3 in one of these 2 cells. And a 4 will need to go in one of these 2. And that's about all I seem to be able to glean. Well, a 7 will have to go here, of course, because of the 7 here and the 7 here. I nearly overlooked that, and that means that a 7 must go in one of these 2 cells. And a 6 must go here because this 6 blocks this cell and this 6 blocks these 2, and therefore a 6 for this box and therefore for this column must go either here or here. So a ghost 6 here and a 6 here puts a 6 in one of these 2 cells, except it can't go here due to the 6 in the row already. The 2 1s here and the 1 here block all of these cells. Therefore, a 1 must go here, and later on, a 1 will have to go either here or here to complete row 8. And now that we found the 6, it's easy for us to enter a 2 here because of the 2 up here and the 2 here. This is where the 2 goes for the column. I'm also making a note of the 4 here now, blocking these cells. One of these 2 must be a 4, and it cannot be this one here because of the 4 already present in row 5. So the 4 goes here, and then one of these 2 cells will have to be a 4, and I'm, in passing, making a note of this one being a possible 4, as well as this one. This one, of course, can't be a 4 because of the 4 already present in the column. And this cell, of course, now must be a 1 because of the 1 here and here blocking these 2 cells, right? Now we need to find a 5 and a 9 for these 2 empty cells. And the 5 must go here because there's already a 9 blocking this cell. So, like so. And this one, of course, now must be a 5. And the 5 here, here, and here puts a 5 in this cell. No further discussion, I think, necessary. And now the 7 blocking these 2 cells puts us an easy 7 in this cell right here. And this is now an 8 or a 9. And that's easy enough because we already have a 9 staring down at this cell. So this is an 8 and this is a 9. Now one of these 2 will have to be a 9 and the other will have to be a 1. And here we are still looking for a 4 and a 6. And I found the 4 for the top row. And this is how I found it. The 4 here and the 4 here block these cells. They can't be 4s. So a 4 for this column must go either here or here. And that means that a 4 can't go here. And since this 4 prevents it from going here as well, there's only this cell left for a 4 in the top row, making this now a possible 8 and a 7. And this is a possible 8 and a 7. And since we have a 7 already looking at this cell, it must be an 8, and this must be a 7. And we have a couple of pairs. We have the 2, 8 here, and we have the 2, 8 here. So we have now accounted for 2s and 8s in the first two rows. We need to find homes for a 2 and an 8 in this row here. And since they can't go in these three cells or in these two cells, we are left with only these two cells for a 2 and an 8. These cells must be a 4, 5, and a 9. And given a 9 up here and a ghost 9 in one of these two cells and the 9 down here, we now know that this cell must be a 9, and that makes this a 1. So 4, 5, 9, we still need then to account for a 3, 7, and a 6. We got a 3 here and a 3 here, so one of these will have to be a 3. And we have a 7 here and a 7 here and a 7 here. So this one must be a 7, making this one a 3. And then this one, of course, must be a 6, making this a 4. That was nice. 2, 8 here puts a 1, 5, and a 6 in these three cells. And I have to wait a little bit for those to resolve, I think. But I do know that a 4 will have to go in this cell. Remember the analysis, putting a 4 in one of these two cells? That means it can't go here. And because of the 4, it cannot go here either. So this is a 4, and this is now a 5, 8 pair. This is all moving a little bit too fast. I guess the puzzle will become more complex later on because up to now it doesn't really feel like an evil puzzle, does it? We've got a 9 here and here and here, and they block all of these cells. Therefore, this must be a 9. And now one of these two cells, of course, must be a 9. So since this cell can't be a 3, look at the 3 up here, one of these two cells must be a 3. Which is going to be is not important right now. What's important is that in combination with the 3 here, we need to find a home for a 3 in one of these two cells. And it's got to be this cell here because there's already a 3 in the column. A 1, 2, and a 4 now for these three cells puts a 1 in this cell for the obvious reason that there's already a 1 in this 3 by 3 box. So this is now a 2 and a 4, except this cannot be a 4, of course. So this is a 2 and this is a 4. And that takes care of the 2, 8 up here, doesn't it? Because of the 2 here now. This must be an 8 and this must be a 2. Now one of these two cells is going to be a 2. We can find a 6 for this corner cell because we need to find a 1, 5, 6, and a 9 to complete this column. There's a 1, 5, and a 9 already staring at this cell right here. It can only be a 6. And that makes this a 6 because the 6 here and these two 6s block all of these cells. So the 6 goes here. And now we found a home for the 6 in row 3. It must go here, leaving a 1 and a 5 for these two cells. And there's a 5 already blocking this cell. Therefore, this is a 1, this is a 5. Now, the 1 here, 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 and here puts a 1 in this cell. And as we remember, the other digit has got to be a 9. Now, the 9 here, here, and here are blocking these cells and this cell also. So a 9 will have to go here. And that gives us a 9 for this row. And the last digit, as we recall, it's got to be a 5. It goes here. Now we just need to find a 2 and an 8 for these two cells. And let's see, well, there's a 2 already here. So this must be an 8. And this, of course, now is a 2, making this one here an 8. I always feel trouble when I'm near the end of the puzzle because there are so many digits that I have sometimes trouble figuring out where to start looking for the next one, even though it's supposed to be very, very obvious. A 2 must go down here somewhere. We need to find a 4. A 4 cannot go here nor here because of the 4 up here. So this is a 4, and therefore this is now a 2, making this a 2 because of the 2 here, see? Now we need to find 3, 5, and an 8 for these 3 cells. There's an 8 here, and that makes one of these 2 cells an 8. And there's a 5 here, so of course this is a 5. And this is now an 8, and that cell here must be a 3, making this one a 5. And now the 5 here, here, and here forces the 5 in this cell, like so. Last digit here must be a 7, putting a 7 in this cell. And the last digit here is going to be a 3. Now here we also need a 3, and for this last cell of the puzzle we need an 8. And the green color tells us that we did it all right. I don't know what to say, but seriously, a site called sudoku.com ought to be able to generate a computer program that pumps out evil puzzles that are in fact evil. I'm not a mathematician, but I am a retired computer systems programmer and architect, and I do know that a program can be made that can guarantee evil puzzles, whatever that means, of course. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this solve and that you'll be back for more soon. Goodbye for now.